What's up, y'all? It's your boy Frank White getting verified, stumped in with them folk. C&P Network. I need y'all to like, hit that subscribe button.
What's happening? What's happening? Back again for another episode of Verified with Cornell the Shooter on the C&P Network. And in case you ain't noticed, we back in the Sailor's Den. Y'all already know you looking for a tattoo in the city of Chattanooga? Holla at my homeboy Cap. I brings me great honor and privilege to present my next guest. You know, I don't usually do the big old intros, but today's a little something different. I'm sitting down with the legendary Chattanooga's own Frank White. Big dog, what's going on?
And I'm home, please.
Brody, I would be remiss to do an interview show in the great city of Chattanooga and not include yourself. I appreciate you taking the time to come sit down and chop it up with me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get everybody adjusted to who you are since you're new to the platform, and I'm gonna hit you with the hard hitting questions from there. Cool?
Right.
All right, brother. So where exactly are you from?
I'm from Highland Park, man. Down bottom boy survivor. Um, you know, we started up top too. So yeah, I'm different than Highland Park. Bottom boy survivor, man.
Dig it, dig it. What was your childhood like growing up in Highland Park?
Well, let me see. Well, I moved from out south when I was like 19 years old. I was in the 4th grade, so I started elementary at Achinard Middle. At Achinard Elementary,
Right.
5th grade. So I started there, and I started rocking with my partner then who I've been rocking with for man for quite some time, bro. But yeah, like it was the same, when I first got on the east side, uh, I had a little. One of my best friends too, was Jay Hard and Anna McCullum. They stayed right. Well, Jay Hard stayed in Bourne Heights, and you know what I'm saying. Anna McCullum, he stayed right like 2 streets over. So shout out Anna McCullum. He ended up getting a Hobbs Act over doing 20 years. Like came home, he had came home. I think he out now. Like, but yeah, like I had. We used to sell newspaper. We used to sell newspapers on 3rd Street. Man, we'll put 50 cents in the news weekly machine. We'll get our newspapers out and sell them for $1. Then when we leave there, we'll go to JT McDaniel. This around the time when they had the fake clip-on gold, we'll probably put 2 fake clip-ons in our mouth. Uh, they had the clock beepers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had this one. We like 10, so we got the clock beepers. Then like we'll probably just walk across the street to the Family Dollar, steal some chains, some little fake chain. We probably got 10 of them on our. We'll get the whole row. Just being a kid, man.
Right.
Being a kid. Then
I dig it. What's a memory from your childhood you'll never forget?
my child.
And it can be good, bad, positive, negative.
Oh, all right. Seeing people like Boom them coming through C4 Impalas, hydraulic Ken Jones, them people like that, like Babe Boy. Everybody in my neighborhood from Blue Shade Wooded, like just seeing, like, when a child sitting in your car and like he got this hydraulic system in his lap and he hit the button and move the car, it's like a roller coaster. And like some kids will never recover from that. They'll know from that day forward that it's certain things that they want out of life. Like they'll never know what they gotta do. I mean, they'll never know all the hardship that it come with it,
Right.
trying to obtain that shit.
They fall in love right then and there.
I mean, like I was talking to a woman the other day, and she was talking about her child and like how her child, how she did, and I had to tell her, baby, it's nothing that you did. A child is a product of their environment. Like they gonna be whatever they are when they walk up. I mean, whatever their peers are when they walk out their front door. So like, it's just like, if a child able to think for themselves, they can minimize it. But for the most part, you're gonna be what your peers are. Cause at this day and age, that depend on your survival. It wasn't like that when we were coming because we always had each other, so it wasn't most, But like, yeah, like a child gon' if they not born in suburban Chattanooga, then they gonna be exposed to a lot more than kids in the suburbs.
Dig it. Dig it. So how would you compare Chattanooga when you were growing up to the way it is now?
Yeah, it's a whole different world. Like it's a whole, especially like me transitioning coming back. It's a whole different world. But it's all right. I'm gonna say it like this: us 80s babies, we you know, people from the 70s used to be like, man, I can't stand y'all. Because like it was twice more of us than it was of them. And then like kids from the 90s, it's 3 times more of them than it is us. And then they programmed by like what they see. So it like even then from flow model TVs, the plasmas and flat screens, it's a different type of like it's a different type of thing to scribe for, graph for, like it's just different.
Right.
And now the millenniums or like it's 3 times, it's 4 times as many, it's probably 5 times as many of them than it is kids from the 90s.
Right.
And like that's gonna keep on like that's never gonna change. And like yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just a lot. I don't know really. Like I can. It's so much I can say about it. But yeah, like for the most part, that's what that is.
I
Like
dig it.
yeah,
So how many siblings do you have?
I have 2 brothers and 1 sister, but I have a brother that I raised in the house with me too, and and when people see him, they be like, "Hey, you Frank brother?" Woo, woo, woo. So yeah,
Gotcha. So not initially your biological brother, but
right.
we
So, but
raised
my
him.
mama got 4 kids.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Uh, so usually at this point is when I ask, were you raised in a 2-parent home? However, uh, in your interview with Little Mo Films, uh, you stated that you're a product of rape. Uh, Sadly, your mother was sexually assaulted, which led to your birth. Um, how old were you when you found this out?
Oh, like 4 years old, something like that. Like 4 years old.
So you were told at 4 years old.
Yeah.
Did you have an understanding of what it was?
Nah, I just knew they was in there arguing. Then I heard my pops, he was irate. Like the one, my pops riding, long live riding. He the one who raised me. He the one who I thought was my pops up until that age. Well, like that had to been some of my first memories. Like registering for City Hill School, me and my mom walking through the snow from the project through the back, registering for City Hill. Me getting a paddling in class in City Hill. So them had to be some of my first memories because I was 4 years old and I was in pre-K. And I remember them memories. But yeah, like yeah.
So you overheard them talking about
Yeah,
it?
they was in the kitchen. They were arguing. It was late night, so like boom. He like, what about him? You know, he think he called me daddy. Even to the day, like it's nothing that you can tell me that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Cause that's my part, like, yeah. Yeah, that man loved me till he passed. I always until I was up like 13, 14 years old. That when he passed. Good man too, good God fearing man. He used to wake up, you know, he do his thing. He hang out, but like, he hang out on the weekend. But he go wake up in the morning like nothing just happened. Like you just the whole project go like, yeah, like they just call the police on your ass. I mean, you know.
Yeah, you good, you good. So how did he pass?
Say what now?
How did he pass?
Pneumonia.
Man,
Yeah, natural cause.
man.
Yeah, natural
Um,
cause.
so finding that out at 4 years old, how would you say that affected you mentally?
I'm none whatsoever because
Not
I
even at
ain't.
4?
No, not because I like it. You hear a lot of stuff when they in there having tip parties or whatever. Like you just you hear a lot of, you overhear a lot of shit when you a child.
Dig.
So like,
Your biological father, you ever met him?
nah, I never once even considered it. Well, one time I did, but not like you. Other than
You said that one more time?
I said, I one time I tried. I shot to Chicago trying to see if I could.
Okay.
But like after that, I was like, you know what it is, what it is.
So at one point in time, there was a desire to
Yeah,
meet him.
yeah. I think for any child growing up and don't know their pops, he definitely wants. He gonna try to seek some answers. But like,
Dig. Uh, from what you can tell, how did that incident affect your mom and like the raising of you?
nah. I mean, it didn't. It didn't none whatsoever. My dude, she always ended up being like, I ain't really grow up. I grew up. I moved out my mama house when I was like 14. And like I never just really stayed with my mama. Like I never really that was like I only, you know, I only had to call my dudes when to do certain things for me, like when I was in trouble and shit like that. She out, but like don't not to take nothing from her, cause like hell yeah, she bust her ass, got up, worked her ass off her whole life, still working to make sure that we were cool. But like, I always made sure I did what I did. I always tell her we like oil and water, like we like oil and water. The shit that I can do, she can't do. You know what I'm saying? So she my shero in a whole nother type of aspect. Like, but
So what made you move out at 14?
getting in trouble, being on the run, like I couldn't stay there. I'll be on the run from group homes and shit. They'll come looking for me. So I moved in with my aunt Nita. And and she worked third shift. So we kind of really raised ourselves. She gave us that, like she knew that me and my cousin Goldie, we young men. So like she never really just tried to raise no young men because she had our girl. She had 3 girls. So when we got implemented in her household, she just really let us do what we need to do for our survival. So yeah,
Dig it,
yep,
dig it. High school. How were you in high school?
like that. Nah, for real. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was like that in high school. I had a Cadillac and a car seat. Cadillac in the car seat. So, I was handling my business. And yeah, I was like, I wasn't athletic or no shit like that. No,
Okay,
I ain't play sports. Yeah, but I was handling my business.
okay. Did you graduate?
Nah, I got my GED. I got my GED from Chat State, South Carolina.
That what it is? How old were you then?
I did that on screen. I did that like 2012.
Okay,
Yeah, like
that's
2012.
what's up. That's what's up. At 14 years old, uh, you would get your girlfriend pregnant. Uh, Prior to her giving birth, you would be locked up for 10 months. What were you locked up for?
Drug charge. Drug charge. Man, that's really that
At 14.
story of my life, yeah.
Okay. Uh, how far along was she when you was arrested?
She was she had just got pregnant. She had just got pregnant, and probably I want to say like, cause I got arrested in like September. I went to school. I was called. It took me to the juvenile, but like I want so my daughter was born 42399, 42399,
Okay.
and she was premature, like 2 months premature. So yeah, like I want to say States probably got pregnant like probably like I mean 1999, probably like. Now I want to say 98, like August of 98, because I got locked up September.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you came home 15 years old, now with a whole daughter.
with a whole daughter.
Uh, what was that experience like?
Um, my mama had a daycare. I would get some little hours up there. She would give me like $200 a week. And I was just doing what I was doing, trying to figure it out. But I really want to stand there. She'll come pick me up from over my aunt house. And then I'm fresh out the group home, so we're getting up time to hang out with each other, getting up bonding time too, cause she always, you know, she always be my dog for sure, for real.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig it. Not having, because you said it before, you realized the man that was raising you wasn't your actual biological father, though he fit the role. But by not having your actual biological father in your life, how would you say that affected you when it comes to like parenting your own kids? Is it like
That definitely
even a thought in your mind?
no. That definitely gonna make you a better father because, like, yes, that I think that's the key ingredient to making you the ultimate father for real. When you, cause like it ain't really a day that crossed my mind that I don't think about like, damn, I wonder what my nieces and nephews like. I wonder like, damn, I wonder all these little emerging artists that's emerging from Chicago, I could be related to them, and you know what I'm saying. I could potentially be related to these folks or anybody, just a name that you hear, a big name like. So yeah,
So you don't have any connection or knowledge of that side of
not
your
my pop,
background.
not my pops side.
Wow. Okay. Uh, it's deep. Um, is this a conversation that you ever had with your mom? Like, uh,
I mean, we talk.
does she know the person or?
Yeah, we talk about it. Ain't nothing that we talked about here recently. Like, it is what it is. You know, I never even really sat down and had like, cause she don't feel no certain way about it. Like, and I don't need her. He should.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
Facts.
that shit I know. I never. It never. I know it made me a better father though. I definitely could tell you that. Hell yeah. And then my first child being a daughter, so it taught me how to treat women. But some women out here is a whole little dude in their body. So like I
It's a
don't
whole
like,
lot.
yeah, so like it's different. Like it go back to say what you say, like when you come home and the world done switched over, like, yeah, so
Dig
the
it.
roles done reverse.
Dig it. Well, um, early on in your career, you was a part of a group called Faad.
All right.
Uh, tell me about Faad. What is that
Partner,
and
them
where did
my
it come
partner,
from?
them my partner to this day, them my lifelong partner. Like them, one thing I can say about them they always gonna be the same. They always gonna be the same. Like I ain't seen my homeboy G since I been home though. But I seen Buck the other day. We had just buried my long live Boogie. We just buried Boogie. I seen Buck and I seen I was with Knuckles. So yeah, them always gonna be my brother, man.
Are you the only one from the group still doing music?
Yeah, Knuckles tapping back into it, but like, me, I never stopped writing. So like but before I went, we never was writing. Like before I went to prison, like I probably had never even did 60, 70 songs before in my whole life. So, and then I go to prison and I write 60, 70 songs in a year. And you kind of unlock some shit that's been there the whole time.
Dig it. Dig it. So what made you start pursuing single success as an artist and not as a group?
Oh, nah, I think like the older you get, like you don't just try to stand your hand and just go in to make sure that everybody stay on one accord. Like if it pop up, just say for instance, somebody might call me and be like, bro, I need you at the booth today. And then I'm be like, I bet. So I pull up to the booth and then we complete that. And I be like, damn, what y'all got going on? I got some beats in my phone. I got like, hell yeah. I started to record 2 songs. I do that shit a week, 2 weeks. Next thing you know, I done started a little catalog. But I'm oblivious to the fact that I ain't once picked up the phone and be like, hey, bro, like, damn, boy, you need to pull up. You know what I'm saying? When people focus on themselves, it happen like that.
Dig it.
Yeah.
So in effort to keep the train going, you found yourself focusing mainly on yourself.
Yeah. And not to say that, this was always my dream. So I always knew what I wanted out of life. Like, it wasn't until I started sitting around like, all right, you need to buy laptops and woo woo woo. You need to study this stocks, cause even if you can day trade, make you $200 a day, $300 a day, get you $400 a day out the market, then you got all this time on your hand. Go back to school, woo woo woo. Cause like I couldn't necessarily like you will hear about they got XYZ in the junk and you can come home with all these different certifications. But I'm telling you, that's not the case. You subject to get the one spot out there where you can come home with a CDL or a welder or a carpentry. You're not gonna get the one spot where you can knock all this shit out in one semester. I mean in one year life. But even in Chat State, you can't just go and apply for all these. Like if you in CDL class, you got to be in that. You can't just be in CDL with it. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
That's real. So you said you knew music is what you wanted to do.
Right.
At what point did that become a reality where you were like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do?
When I started getting paid shows, I'm gonna say 2012. When I started getting paid shows, I dropped the Who with Frank White. That was my first album ever. I dropped that. Started getting paid shows in the city, and I was like, damn, this could potentially work. Like,
So
but
what was it before that? It was just something to do.
it was just a dream. I never stopped dreaming.
But that's what I'm saying. So what age were you when it became a dream?
Like 9 years old,
Okay.
but it came reality like 2012. Like 2012, it became my reality. So
Well, during your 2012, 2013 run, you released two projects like the one you just said, Who was Frank White and Timing is Everything. Uh, both still talked about to this day. Uh, we worked with a lot of well known artists. Just to name a few: Jelly Roll, Vinny the Shark, Young Buck, and Future. Um, you would later go on to open up uh, for Rich Homie Quan, uh, doing his first ever concert, which happened to take place right here in Chattanooga. Um,
long live Quan too. Long live Quan, man.
for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, long live Quan.
First off, how does it feel to play such a major role in the Chattanooga music scene? And I'm not talking about here now. I'm talking about, for a long time now.
I mean, it's a blessing. Like that's what I said. I tell the young people up on me all the time, man. Like the love that I get from them, knowing that they young, rich, and dangerous. Like yeah, like and like over time, how shit done changed. Like if you ain't day partner, you ain't grow up with them. Like it's you know what I'm saying. So I tell them all the time, bro. Like the love I get from y'all, that's what made me keep doing this shit. Like it's I can't even tell. I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it, man. Like especially when I put this material out, the feedback I get, it's a beautiful thing, bro.
Look, I can imagine. I can imagine now when you release music, not only are you getting the newer audience, but they parents also. You can look back. Oh, I know who that is. I know who Frank White is. You know what I mean? So I can imagine that as an experience. Um, but during that time period, that 2012, 2013 time period, where was your mind at? Like, did you know you were doing all the right things?
Nah, I was trying to get into real estate and trucking. Like that was my primary focus. Like I put the material out, but I was trying to buy a house. Like I had a man on my street who was finna sell me a house. And then he ended up passing while I was in prison. But yeah, that's what I was finna get into. And it's crazy because he would have sold me that house for $30,000 and that house catapulted to like 6 times the property value.
Bet.
Yeah. From then until now when I came home.
So so you was doing the music, but your main goal was I need some money now.
You know, it was coming out the shows. Like after I was getting paid shows, I started throwing my own venues. But I had registered downtown in the city and the county, but I wasn't paying taxes on this money. So like, yeah, if you're not paying taxes on that money, you're gonna lose all the way
Right.
around the board. Like, yeah, hell yeah. So that's why I lost it. Like I was getting good money. I make 20,000 off a venue. I just be the headliner. Like we threw one, man. I made 20,000 off one venue, but I wasn't paying taxes on it. So you got the money laying around,
Hmm.
yeah, you gonna lose it.
Man, Well, so what was the experience like working with artists like Jelly Roll, Young Buck, Future? Because can't too many people say, just with Future alone that they got a feature with Future and it's their own actual project.
Right, I appreciate that.
So like, what was that like?
Man, I mean, it was everything a motherfucker think it'd be, cause they were dead cool. They rolled the carpet out for me. I kicked it with them like 2 times. First time, me, Twist, Duck, all us, we went up there. We went to the booth, but like, it really didn't sit in, cause I'm talking to Twist. He like, bro, I can get woo woo them. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, call him. He called me. He like, oh. I'm like, what do you want for a verse? He like, 5, right? I'm like, all right, tell him where we need to be at. He like, he get the info, but I'm thinking they bullshitting.
Right.
So yeah, I go get the paper and we shoot up there and we get to the booth and he don't like they work ethic was quick. Like,
And it's Future?
yeah, hell yeah. Like I was up there when we in the booth, he probably did like 2 songs quick and did before he got to my song. And I'm like, damn. Nah, he did the trance song. You put me in the trance, and then he did something, and then he wanted, but I ain't had no beats or none of that shit. So I'm calling around trying to get beats. I just was like, if anything, like,
Right.
yeah. Then he was like, listen, man, he was like, you can keep the studio. I gotta do a walkthrough at Central Station. I'm gonna come back. He was like, whatever beats you get, just record. Like, you can just keep this motherfucker. I don't pay for it. The label pay for it. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna pick what I want to get on. I'm like, all right, bet. I wasn't even working. They put us out the booth. I end up texting one of their road managers. He was like, man, be here Thursday. We gonna be back. And I think it was All-Star Weekend in Houston. That was the beginning. Nah, that was the end of like the end of 12. All-Star Weekend in Houston or whatever, some shit like that. But long story short, he was like, yeah, man. Nah, that was the beginning of 12. It was the beginning of 2012. I sat on the record for a whole year before I even released it.
Why you do that?
Because I hadn't even found my sauce, bro. Like, I was just doing shit. Like, I was just making songs and it wasn't even till 2000 I stacked all them songs up. I put the record out in December. I put my album out December 2012. I had the record since like January, February. And I put that shit out and like a month later, I had already did 15 more songs. And that was the timing is everything. Like, it was just in that order.
Right.
How the songs hit. But I did Swerve first. And I called DJ Real. I'm like, bro, I got this record. And like, I went to this new booth and they got a whole different sound. And I was just playing with it. I want to send it to you, man. See if you can put it on there real quick. Send it to him. And that was the record that got me started getting paid shows.
Man, that's what it is.
Yup.
That's what it is.
Started getting paid shows.
So in this time frame, you drop Who's Frank White, you got a host of well-known features on it. Swerve, getting paid shows. What was that experience like for you in Chattanooga? Like walking around, like looking at your work. What was that experience like?
It never really, like, I say that time to time, fame is the worst shit known to man. I ain't never really just sponged this shit up. Like, I never
Really?
said, hell nah, because I had a song on the radio when I was riding the school bus. Yeah, like, so it kind
Talk
of,
about that.
when we was on the label with Down South Affiliated, For Bad, we was young when we were doing that shit. So I had that on the, when we was on, their label, like, we had a For Bad on the radio. So we'll be on the school bus and that shit'll come on. Like, I never really just sat around and been like, damn, we woo, 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 like, cause we wasn't getting no money. Like,
Right.
yeah, you ain't getting no money, so it ain't really shit to be celebrated.
But you started getting money. So at that point, like you
Yeah,
said, you make 20,000. Like,
but you think that's from 16 to like 27, 28
right.
and shit. Yeah,
But when you drop after you dropped the album,
yeah.
you starting to see success. So you say you never still at that point sat back and soaked that in.
Nah, not at all.
Oh man.
Not at all.
Uh Were you signed to a label at this point, or was
Nah,
all this independently funded?
all this shit was straight out of pocket. All this shit
Right.
was everything I did. I always did out of my pocket. Like I never had a sponsor, no, on none, on none.
So after you started getting some motion, doing the paid shows, did you have any offers at that point? Was there any deals on the table? Anything you were considering?
Um, I just feel like if you ain't got nobody working them type of areas, then like that shit just not gonna fall in your lap. You gotta take the initiative, like making sure all your business set up, your BMIs, you got your IPI number, you got your song trust, your sign exchange. Cause like other than that, don't nobody wanna sign nobody that's potentially a liability.
Right.
Like so yeah, that shit you gotta really work. Like and now it's easier. I can say now it's far more easy because like you got the platform to where like all these different social media and United Masses and you know what I'm saying. Now you can put it straight to consumer's face, but then it wasn't
It
like
wasn't
that.
like that. Nah, it wasn't like that at all.
Oh yeah. So now I can't really say labels was I had no offers on the deal then, but you know,
Right.
I
We'll
mean
get
no
to it.
offers on the table then, but
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
you know.
So as you started to pick up motion with your music, were you still in the streets, or were you just 100% artist?
Nah, man, I wasn't in no streets, man. I was like I got fucked up because like it ain't what you know, it's who you know. And don't know if I know you going through shit like you got 6, 7 kids in your house, you know what I'm saying? I know somebody like, of course I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to make sure that your kids straight, bro. Make sure you straight. Like so, you know what I'm saying?
Dig it.
It wasn't like I was just in the streets and still in the streets. Like don't get it fucked up. Like, my record is extensive. But at that point in my life, I was strictly making music and getting paid and get my money off these shows. Like,
Right.
hell yeah.
Dig it. All right. Rich Homie Quan. Unfortunately, last week we witnessed his passing. Uh, in past interviews, Rich Homie Quan would express his love for Chattanooga and speak on Chattanooga being the first place that he performed in. On that night of his performance in Chattanooga, you actually opened for him.
Right.
First off, what's your thoughts on Rich Homie Quan passing?
And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate as hell, man. Like, my condolences go out to his family too. Like, he was young as hell. Like, yeah, that brother was young, man, and lose his life, and he had his whole life ahead on. So, like, yeah,
Dig it. So how did the opportunity come about for you to open for him?
Chevy's, and I want to say Ricky Harper. Chevy's and Ricky Harper, they brung him, and like, around that time, I was doing a lot of open mic shit. I was finna put my album out, but Corn dropped in like June or July. He dropped. I go in on their song, and the timing was just all out because he had the whole summer. Like he had the rest of the year. Like
Right.
so, I had to wait. Yeah, and that's what made me sit on my record for so long. Cause I had to wait, and yeah, he dropped in like June, and they brung him August the 18th, 2012. That was his first paid show, and that was my first paid show too.
Dig it.
You know.
So what was that experience like opening for him?
Oh man, no, actually, man, Corny didn't even get the rap. Corny didn't even get the rap. When we get out the stage, it's like 30 of us on the stage. It's me, Nature, them, uh, Clown, uh, T Montana, Clown Brother Montana. It's the whole city on the stage. Order, we up on the stage. We get out the stage, and soon as we get out the stage, we come out the door. They coming in the back door. It's a fight break out. The club so dumped, like we can't even see who's jacking. They jacking. Boom. They shut the club down, and Quan didn't get to perform, but he got his paper though.
Man,
He got his paper.
so I didn't know that.
Yep. Then T Jones had ended up bringing him back. Quan came to the city like 3 times. I want
Okay.
to say, hell yeah.
That might be why he spoke so high to the city.
Man, shout out to Quan, man. Quan was a real human being. Then like I ended up getting his number from Chevy. Chevy's gave him my number. He called me. And then even when I dropped the 50 Shades of White, he posted something on his page about tap in for DM for promotion and promo. Woo, woo, woo. I tapped in with him. He answered right back. You know, you get a lot of artists who they feel like they don't want to extend that olive branch to
Right.
or just extend that platform to artists that's up under them. Like
Right.
me. Only reason why I ain't signed to these labels because like don't nobody want nobody on their label that's better than them, especially if they still pushing music.
Right.
Yeah, now if you done with the music, then it's cool. But like right now, this material that I'm putting out, it's a slap in the face to these artists because it's better. It's just overall better music.
Dig it.
They don't want it. They stand so far away from even people in the city. A lot of people don't even call me to do songs with me, even when they know I'm gonna do them, just because I fuck with. I mean, we on that type of time. Like, yeah, man, people been staying away from us. We've been getting on these records and we've been acting crazy, like, and we doing it quick and like record breaking sprees. Like,
Right.
yeah, this shit second nature to us. Man.
Off subject question. Give me your top 5 favorite artists from the city of Chattanooga. They don't have to be active now. They don't have to be selling a bunch of records. Streams ain't got to be through the roof.
But that's personal. That's always a delicate topic because,
That's why
like,
I'm asking
I sat
yours.
back and I watched people saying, woo, 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 XYZ, and knowing that, like, man, I just been working hard. Like, I worked a lot of people. Like, you know, I put out 3 of my own albums in the last 8 months. That's 3 albums. Like, it ain't got, I'm talking about monetized while I'm paying taxes. This is not free material.
Right.
Like, and they don't got nothing to do, shout out Donkey. Donkey put his own album out. Trap, they put their own, but like I got my fingerprint on that too. So like people labels that's watching, this shit don't go unnoticed. And you know, that's
Dig.
why I want to say shout out to United Masters again, because like we never had that platform where we can sit in the comfortability of our own home and then upload songs to the world. And all you gotta do is go get busy on the promotion. So yeah.
That's real.
Hell yeah.
You gonna answer my question, though, are
What is it?
you?
I'm not like I
Come
just
on,
don't
man.
got. I mean, you know,
Who you
I
listen
like
to? It ain't okay.
I like real people, man. Like Montana, man, Freetown.
Facts.
Yes, man. I like real, genuine the people, man. Like, know what I'm saying? Like, who just get caught up in the wrong shit. Like, know what I'm saying?
Dig it.
It's shit that don't even got nothing to do with them. It happened like that. Know what I'm saying? I can't speak on it because I don't know. Like, I
Of
just know
course,
from what I heard.
of
But
course.
like at the end of the day, Freetown. I like real people, man. Like I grew up but I fuck with everybody in the city. Like it's not no one person that I can single out and be like, you know, I'm really just like it come across my desk.
Dig it.
I analyze it, and then I know if it's some tools that I can use or if it's gonna be something that's gonna stick with me. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
I didn't
definitely
ask you to single out one. I asked you to single out 5. But we're gonna move on. So at this point, you open up for Rich Homie Quan. You drop 2 projects. The streets love it. You getting paid to do shows.
Donkey. I gotta say Donkey. He my favorite too.
Okay, so you gave me 2. It's all right.
Yeah, them my favorite. Like them my favorite.
I dig it. You got 3
Like,
more?
I do, but I don't. It ain't in no particular
And
order.
I ain't this.
I got 7 more. Like I got a top 10. I don't got no
I'll give you the
top
top 10 then.
5.
What's
Like
top 10? You said
shit.
it.
I just can't. Like cause I'm gonna leave somebody out and they gonna take it with a grain of salt. Like I'm gonna leave somebody out that ain't got no notoriety, but
But
he's the
see, this is
hardest.
what you
Like
already did. You already said 2.
yes, and then
And we
my
about to move on to the next question.
you know, but
So
like my partner from For Bad, they don't do the music, but they some of the hardest. They don't
dig
some
it.
of the hardest I
That's why I
ever
said they
know.
don't have to
Like
still be doing music.
yeah, like yeah, Knuckles can't go, but like them. Yes, man, these my partners. But I don't got no top 5 that even around the world. Like I got a top 5 for older artists, and I got a top 5 for the young artists. Like yeah, yeah.
That's around the world, or is that in
Nah, around the
the
world.
confines of Hamilton County?
Nah, around the world. Like I'm gonna say this. Our music is so real and so raw. I gotta listen to it. I listen to everybody's music in the city because it's real, and their stories real. Like, and they gonna give you some stories over the last 10 years that I wasn't even paying attention. What that I was oblivious to just because I just went, I went in no place where I could see the Chattanooga news and shit like that.
Dig.
So yeah, like I'm definitely a big fan of my city first, above all else. Yes, and then we got the Atlanta hip hop scene, we got the East Coast hip hop scene, we got the Florida hip hop scene. But like in the city, I don't got no particular top five because my whole city done seen some shit that these people that's mainstream rap about and glorify that they never even been exposed to.
Dig it. So just say Chattanooga.
I'm gonna just say the whole city.
That's what it is. Okay. November 4th, 2013. Your life will change. Federal agents who had been watching you and your co-defendants for 4 years, uh, they would execute a raid operation throughout the city of Chattanooga. And in the process of doing that, uh, you will get arrested. If you could, to the best of your knowledge, walk us through that day.
I had just woke up. I probably was up like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. They kicked the door. There wasn't no rest of the day. That was dead on that. Like they took us to the Air Force Base. We left the Air Force Base and we was in rain. That shit happened before before the even sun was all the way up. Like,
To the Air Force Base?
yeah.
Wow. Where'd they fly you to?
Nah, we ain't fly. We ain't go to Cornell yet.
Oh.
Yeah, we
So
ain't go to
they
Cornell
took you to
yet.
the Air Force Base and what happened there?
Nah, that's just one of them places where like it's gonna be you gonna know that this is not you. That it's just
Okay, figure
it's
of
not
speech,
a
what you're saying.
it's
Okay.
not about you go to an Air Force base and then you gonna see that like all right, you got co-defendants. It's bigger than some shit that a random drug bust or some shit like that. So you start seeing your co-defendants come in, they sit y'all all in a big room, a freezing ass room. And you know you ain't finna come home no time soon. That's how that shit work.
Was that a RICO charge that they were trying to?
No, it wasn't necessarily no RICO charge, but like I was on a charge, I was on a case with I was on a gang case. You know, I don't gang bang myself, but like a lot of my peers on the case was, you know what I'm saying, had them. So once you get locked up on a case like that, that shit follow you. Watch what.
Right.
Yeah.
So, to your knowledge, what led to your arrest?
I had served informant. Yeah, I served informant. But like, you know,
And that's what led to it.
yeah.
Huh. Uh,
And he was my partner though. Like, this is my best friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? This was my best friend since this wasn't just no random stranger, no shit like that. You know, my best friend.
get deep.
Yeah,
It
it
get deep.
definitely get deep.
The media called y'all the worst of the worst in Chattanooga. It had all 32 of y'all faces all over the television, all over the internet. Uh, they even named you as Big Fish. Uh, how did it make you? How did it make you feel to hear yourself being painted in that image?
Well, I just feel like shit. If you throw a rock in a small pond, if you throw a rock, you're gonna hit a big fish. You know what I'm saying? So like I think they gonna try to they gonna whatever they could. That I don't know if that was around election time or some shit like that. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but like I don't know. It'd be a lot. I don't even focus on that shit no more. That shit was so long ago. It happened. It is what it is. I don't get into that shit. That's normally why I don't really do too many interviews because I know it could potentially go there.
course.
And yeah, that's just not some shit like that I even think about like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I say free everybody that going through that shit because it's a lot. Like, but for me to put the pieces back together, I can't dwell on that shit. It is what it is, you know. But I definitely ain't out here trying to be on no interview talking about the worst of the worst. Man, anybody, I feel like anybody that glorify that street shit, that shit some sucker shit to me. I don't give a fuck about
Do
no
you
shit.
believe though, if by hearing your story could possibly detour someone from going down not the same but similar uh paths in life?
Now, I'm definitely all for that. And I'm all for anything that I can do to speak, to say to youth, bro. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely all for that. But, like, some people can take that narrative that they paint and try to use, like, even my kids hearing that shit. You know what I'm saying? It can, and I had to tell them, like, all the time, don't try to be me. You got to be your own man. Like, you
Dig
know
it.
what I'm saying? Hell yeah. Cause, like,
But keep this in mind though. Your children live with you, right? Well, they're around you,
yeah,
right? So you have a direct line to them that you can, hey, don't do this, don't do that.
nah, exactly.
The world we live in now, and a lot of people that are influenced by, you know, i.e. rap, the rapper's gonna tell you, hey, let's do this, that, third, get your money, but they won't give you this side that you're giving. They won't
Exactly.
give you the side. Well, this is what could potentially happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
Nah, see, and I'm all for speaking on it if that's the case. But like, just to try to, you know what I'm saying? You know, when I first came home, my family, you know, I ain't know how to work the camera phones and all that old shit. So when my family going live, and then I see people take they live and post it on their page just for the views and shit. I never been the type of person that do something for somebody just because I can benefit off of it. Like, if we both can benefit off of it, like I say all the time, if you want to go fast, you go by yourself. If you want to go far, you go with somebody else. So like, if we can both benefit out one of, like, now, like, this shit done got so weird out here. You can't even leave your phone around certain people because they done been home their whole life. They know the business. You get in the car, y'all thinking y'all just going to have some drinks and kicking the whole time. They watching just to see you put your code in your phone so they can steal your masters. It's a weird world out here. And like, you know, do I mean, if the business passed you up, it just passed you up. You got to find another avenue so you can still, like, capitalize off of it. But me, like, I mean, not because I'm screaming it's lucrative and it's, you know what I'm saying, I don't monetize. Woo, woo, woo. Like, don't come around me with a hidden agenda or ulterior motive, because now you getting on some street shit. It's not business no more. It's a whole, it ain't, you know, and I don't like this shit. I don't like nothing fake. I like everything to be organic. However it come together. I ain't trying to force no friendship. I ain't trying to force, you see what I'm saying?
dude,
So I know I might get off. I always get off the question because I'll be all over the place, you know, and you gonna find that out. Like, I'm
but
just
dig
not
this.
one of.
I'm good at my job. Somebody reel you back in.
I bet.
All right. Were you offered any type of deal
When?
when you after the feds couldn't kick your door in?
Oh, hell no. Nah, you know, they already be knowing, like, the people who they gonna do that to, they know that on the street. Like, they know. It be people that they done already came to on the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so there was no, they job was to trick me, my lawyers, because you never gonna meet with nobody else. My lawyer was like, hey, you take this right now, these 5 years, boom, you sign it. Hey, man, yeah, it's, you know what I'm saying? And then subsequently, my PSI come back, I got a 10-year mandatory minimum. I can't get up under this unless I go do this. There's no way. But if you do this, you fuck the 5 years, you get 2 years, 3 years. But I couldn't get up on the 10 years. So I got 10 year, 8 months, 4-year paper. So
When you say go do this, what are you talking about? Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what stipulations, what it required,
Right.
but I know it put a blemish on your paperwork. That's some that is you can't hide it.
I got you.
Even a baby can read it, like, and then
I
it
got
follows
you.
you. Yeah, so
I'll say I seen the paperwork. They no blemish there.
I appreciate
Okay.
that, bro. Now, cause you got you got people who don't know, can't read,
No,
and
I
they'll
got it.
try and they offer all this advice about a man that went and stood on woo woo woo, or they'll just make up. You know, once somebody get the whispering, boom, it's gonna spread like a wildfire, and that's just how people do that. That's just the way of the world. So like, boom, I say that to say, like, once you get the way you going, you got people who been here 20 years and they stand on morals and principles, and they just want to know because they finna be living here with you. And when you present that to them, it make them feel it just make them feel better about who they is. And yeah, like I had to deal with that at West Virginia McDowell, when I first got out the bus, like, and yeah.
I dig it. Like I said, I seen the paperwork, no the blemish there. Actually you pled guilty. Uh and was sentenced as what they say is a career offender.
Right.
You were given 128 months.
Yeah.
Uh First off, was that your first time going to the penitentiary?
No, I had been to the state jump. But like I had been home. I had been home for 5 years, and I had I had two priors. So them the stipulations that warrant the career offender guideline. Two priors, and they have to be an intervening arrest. Like, so, if it's an intervening, if you out on 3-4 different bonds, you take two felonies, you plead guilty to them, and it's on 2 different days. If you ever catch a federal charge, if it's a drug charge, you will be facing the career offender guideline. Now, the on career offender guidelines, I think it take 3 priors, and that 4.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. When you were given 128 months, like how do you process that?
You don't process it. Like, it's not just one of them things that you process it. It's just something that you got to do. Like, it got to be done just for you can get back to your life. It's not some shit that you stop and process till like 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 2 years later, you sitting there like, and people start dying. You get them calls. I mean, you start calling home and people start dying, and then you start seeing that like the whole time you really they saved you for real. Like, they say that shit really saved your life because you start hearing about people dying off taking a pill, or people dying off somebody slipped something and they drinking. So you start preparing yourself not to leave your drink around, and not to leave your coffee mug around weird motherfuckers, because them gonna be the worst. Them gonna be the most weirdest people that you ever gonna encounter. All right, locked in one. You know what I'm saying? This shit out here really a piece of cake. It teach you, because that shit gonna teach, because it's all right there. Everything that you looking for right there. And it can go down at any second. So this shit right here, like, I know if you go to the club, somebody gonna be in there drunk. He gonna be into it with a girlfriend. She gonna be in there. She gonna be dancing on another person. It could potentially be you because you been out the scene. Yeah, it's a lot of different ingredients that get implemented, and you just seen that shit can go down in here just because they drinking some fake ass moonshine. So like, it kind of like it make you be like, boom. Like, when I first came home, when they first cut the band off, I ain't gonna lie. For the first year, I got wild. Like, I was writing all the wrong shit just everywhere. But this year, I ain't even been out unless I've been compensated this whole year.
Dig it. So how long you been out in total?
Like 2.5 years.
Dig it.
2.5 years. But I've been back in the city 2.5 years. I've been out probably like 18 months, 17 months. I got the band cut off last March.
Dig it. Dig it. So over that extended time of being incarcerated, bro, what are some major things you feel like you missed out on that really hurt?
My kids growing up seeing them PTA meetings, just all the small shit. PTA meetings, just being our sports, football practice. You know, shit like that. Like that's just shit you can't get back. Prom. My daughter was in the 5th grade. My daughter was in, I wanna say my daughter was 14. She had just started ninth grade. Then when I came home,
She grown.
yeah. I came home, she got a whole little son. So,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
big.
yeah, that's how it go. Like, but you gotta think, I could have potential. It could have been worse. Like a lot of shit. I know. I don't question God, and I know it happened for a reason. Now, do I feel like I deserved all that time? No, not at all. But I do know for a fact that it saved me from a whole lot of shit. Yep. Or it saved me for doing, cause I had to let my kids be kids in that time, and they were going through shit that I could have been like, man, listen, hey boy, you better tell your son don't play with my shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta let kids be kids. So I learned a lot too.
Dig it.
Yep,
Uh,
definitely.
it's been institutionalized. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Did you struggle with that uh upon your release, or was that nothing you worried about?
No, cause it can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. Like for me, it's good because I don't do I don't do the riding around 2, 3, 4, 5 deep. I'm not finna call your phone, but I'm not finna constantly call your phone. Like I don't need a lot of shit to make me happy. Like, uh, yeah, like it's just one of those things. But I definitely see it, and I have to always tell them, man, listen, boy, if you was they would kill you and shit like that. So that's part of being institutionalized too.
Dig it. I dig it.
Yeah.
Uh, and I promise it's the last prison
All right,
question.
pretty
Uh,
cool.
how hard was the transition from prison to the free world?
It's hard as hell, man. It's still hard. Like it's still hard. Like I be having to every day. I be like, man, I gotta go back to the drawing board, like, cause shit just ain't working out. But like, it's better than being in prison,
Right.
and it's better than being in prison. So long as you got your freedom, just figure it out, bro. Cause you got motherfuckers who been in there since 1996 who ain't never coming home.
What are some of the things you struggled with early on?
Yeah, just the normalities. Like, yeah, just the normality, man. Like right now, right now, you know, this. I got 5 kids, bro. Like me having to figure it out. School time come, Christmas time come, holiday come. I gotta figure this shit out. I gotta figure it out fast. And like, yo, especially in these bills, I definitely gotta keep a roof over their head.
Dig it.
Yeah. And
That's
bills and
real.
stuff.
That's real. So, so you start making moves with your music, uh, the highs and the lows. Get caught up, send up the road, then you get out. Um, walk us through your first day home.
I had to be at the halfway house, so I really didn't get no first day out. Like I never really got a first day out. I had to be at the halfway house. I had to leave. When I left the facility, like when you leave, they got a certain time you got to be at the halfway house. So by the time you make it to the city, you supposed to have an hour or two. You know what I'm saying? So my first year, like even to the day, I got a family member that I haven't even seen. I ain't seen in over like 11 years. Hell yeah. And homeboys and shit. They be at people at me, such who's who. I'm like, well, I don't know. I just don't know. Like,
Right.
so out of sight, out of mind. So yeah, but my first day out, I never really had no first day out until they cut the band off.
Dig it. So, first day band cut.
Think I just went to different restaurants. Like went to different hell yeah, cause I think I went to Ruth Chris. I went to Ruth Chris probably. No, I think I went my first day. They cut the band off. I think I went to Bonefish and Grill.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to get back into the studio?
Oh, I was like soon. they approved that in the halfway house, like on home pass working. Like you working, you go home on the weekend. They approve you to go to the studio. I used to take like 6 hour passes on like a Saturday. I did that every weekend. That's how I put the 50 Shades of White. That's why that body of work different from all the rest of my body of work, because I stacked up like about 30, 40 songs and picked through
Dude,
them. Yeah.
dude. So you recorded 50 Shades of White while being in the halfway house.
Yeah.
Dig it. Didn't know that. Well, since being home, you released 3 full-length projects, 50 Shades of White, Business as Usual, and then here recently, Baby Driver. Uh, First off, where did that title come from?
Self-explanatory, man. Baby driver, man. Like, self-explanatory. Nah. I would say like, well, first and foremost, I caught my first charge when I was 12 years old. I had wrecked the car. So I was driving as a baby first. Then here lately I've been when you dealing with a woman, you call her baby. Like you just her name is baby. Like when you talking to somebody else, you be like, man, baby, man, I gotta go, boy, baby, crazy, baby, acting crazy. Like so, I've been dealing with women here lately that I've been driving crazy. Like a woman cut my slice, she sliced my roof on my vert and sliced my tire. So I've been driving baby crazy, like baby driver.
Um, so the project, Baby Driver,
Uh-huh.
was originally scheduled to be released August 7th.
Right,
However, due to the unfortunate car crash involving Joker, you decided to push it back to his birthday.
right.
What brought that change about?
Yeah, that's just that's my nephew. I've been around him his whole life, and like I had just got a record with him. We had just did a record too, and I definitely wanted to make sure that I try to set them dates to where I can remember 'em. Like when they pop up in my memories, I'll be like, damn, you know what? It means something. Like I did
See,
it on it. So initially it was gonna be on my birthday, so I just took it and put it on Joker's birthday because of the call.
dig it. Have you seen or been in contact with him since the accident?
Yeah, last weekend he's supposed to came out the hospital today.
Right.
Yeah, he supposed to walk out today. He supposed to had a video shoot. His mama reached out to me, but I told him I had the interview with you today, so I couldn't make it to that. But like, yeah, I seen him 2 times. I went to the hospital when it first happened. Then I went to Siskins last Saturday, and yeah, we hung out for a birthday. We went to Houston for a birthday, man. We played.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You said he walked out the hospital today.
Yeah, he walked out of the hospital today.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Um, so what's your favorite record off Baby Driver?
Genie in the bottle.
Hard record. Hard.
Genie in the bottle gotta be. I like all the timeless record. I ain't really too into the I like all the melodic records, like that's
Okay.
more age appropriate. Like, cause that's really what my music is. The singing and the melodic, that I do that shit. That's what I do. I make hit records. All the other shit, that's cool. But that ain't my primary focus when I lock in and I go.
Second favorite.
Um Cross the line, me and True.
There you go. Okay. I thought
Cross
you
the
were gonna
line,
say
me and
split
self-made
decision, but
True.
all
Shout
right.
out, shout out, self-made True. Like, nah, cause that split decision I did that in like an hour. I do that shit. That shit just really.
That's my personal favorite off
I appreciate
Yeah,
that, bro.
thanks.
Like, and I put it first because it got the energy. It got the energy to be number one. So I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, facts. So all in all, okay, you said you did 50 Shades of White while halfway house. You said you stacked up track. How long did it take you to record Baby Driver? If you could pinpoint it. Was it done over a long period of time or
Hell nah, I probably do that shit like Cause you notice I got all the same. I got all one engineer beats on them.
Right.
I got like 11 beats from Quan.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I be like, Quan, send me some beats. He sent it to me. He send me 5. And then I call him back about a week or 2 later. Hey, Quan, send me some beats. He sent me 5 more. So I probably did in like a month.
All right. And the Quan also recorded.
Nah, I was bouncing around. Rick Day, he do the engineer. He do the engineering. Selman let him do some of my engineering. Trey Mullins. Trey Mullins, that's my dog too, man. Trey
Dig it.
Mullins do some engineering. Um, who else? And Quan.
Dig
And
it.
Quan.
Dig it. So you know, a lot of artists nowadays they'll drop. They'll drop the initial project and then they'll go back and drop a deluxe. Is that a plan?
And it's crazy. I do everything myself from
Right.
my phone. So like I thought about it and it's really that shit really genius for real because it get them screaming the same songs and
Right.
it make them songs get screamed again. So like I thought about it, but like I think it's just not no like I don't live in the past. Like I'm not just the type of man that's gonna make a hit record on one album and then be like I'm gonna put that on this next album. Cause I do that shit in my sleep. Like once I lock in that booth, like it don't even be me no more, bro.
Dig
Yeah, so like I don't,
it. Dig it. So what type of feedback are you getting from Baby Driver?
everybody got their favorites nowadays. My fan base is all over the world. I never really just focused on just trying to be the best out of Chattanooga. I wanted to be the best in the world, so I studied like Wayne. I
Right.
followed his formula. Now I can't speak for everybody else who they say they best is like, cause a lot of people all across the world gonna tell you Jay they favorite, or Kendrick they favorite, or Cole they favorite, or Drake they favorite.
Right.
But Wayne always been my favorite. So I knew if I ever wanted to have longevity in this game, I'm gonna have to learn how to say shit and make it mean 2 things or 3 things. Or other than that, like it ain't really no artistry to it because anybody can make a whole bunch of words rhyme, but like it's not really no artistry to that shit.
Dig it.
Like, yeah.
Dig it. Let everybody know where they can find it at.
Man, all platforms, man. Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, streaming, um, IG. D Frank White on IG, Frank White Free on Twitter, uh, D Frank White on TikTok, D Frank White on Snapchat. Man.
Now you got to do that again in a minute. Then
I bet.
I got you. But so you say it's out on Spotify, Apple Music. When the visuals coming, you working on the visuals?
Yeah, I said I'm gonna just keep on putting out material this year, and then next year I'm gonna just take the all the way from the beginning of the year to the summer. I'm just gonna drop all visual because that's another stream, like that's another revenue for like I get income off that.
Well, we
Like
for sure
so
got to get us one in.
we definitely got you don't do no
So
rapping,
you
man.
know what I'm
Stop
saying? Don't forget
playing.
about your boy.
Oh, you rap?
Nah. I shoot videos too.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta do that. Wait, I ain't
I
know.
got you, bro. I'm gonna
I
see.
ain't
So
know
I
that,
ain't I
bro.
like you ain't know. I
Come
got you.
on, man. Tighten up,
I got you.
man.
But yeah. So in other genres of music, it's never a problem. But it seems like in hip hop, many prefer for it to be a young man, or they feel like it's a young man's game.
Right,
Uh, being the age that you are,
right.
and you're still pursuing, the higher levels of a rap career.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what's your opinion when people say, "Oh, it's a young man game"? Or he too old, or your time will come and went. What's your opinion when it comes to that?
I just don't think that. I think I'm the best. I'm gonna tell you, like I when I got locked up, man. I ain't gonna say I think like that, but I still want those same things. Like I still want to transfer a truck. I wanted a RT then, so like I still want foreclosed properties. Like you still want them same things. So like, but like as far as music, my music elevated to it just catapulted to some shit that I didn't know it was gonna do. Once your mind start clicking on all cylinder, you drinking water, you working out, you writing, and it's repetition. Anything that you do repetitionally, you gonna get better at it.
Right.
So like a young man ain't got shit coming. Like he need to stay in a young man's place. Like if he want to on this type of shit, cause this substance, and I do it in my sleep, and I'm on every corner with it. Like, but a young man they can tell you about some guns and shit that I never even fucking seen in my life. That's just been manifested in the last 5, 10, 12 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't try to get in the young man lane, but a young man can't come in this line because I can do it all. Like I do it all, bro.
Dig it. In your opinion, what's it gonna take for you to get back on to that level you were on your 2012, 2013 run?
Past that. I'm getting more for shows. Like I'm doing more features. Like I pay my rent off features alone, bro.
Dig
Like
it.
yeah, it's like I do. Like I got people who call me so frequently to do songs with me, 500, 750, that I had to tell them, hey, bro, like you gotta space these songs out. You can't put them all on one album. You gotta, cause it's gonna make it seem like you just trying to ride the wave and woo woo woo. So just put two on this album, put two on this, cause it's gonna make it seem like you trying to do a whole album with me. So I say that to say I got a real core fan base that like, it's just far more lucrative than it was 10, 12 years
Dig
ago.
it.
So like shit, back then I was cool. Like I was freestyling, saying a lot of shit and making it make sense. But now it's a different type of music. I'm a different type of brand and I get paid twice as more as I did back then. So it's gonna kind of be once these checks hitting this account and like I'm paying my taxes on it, some shit that I never was doing back then, it's gonna be kind of hard to get me to stop, bro. Like,
Dig it.
you know what I'm saying, yeah.
Random question. But you said earlier uh, about you spoke on people stealing people's masters off their phone.
But
Was that something you heard of? Or did that actually happen to you?
nah, this shit been going on with me my whole life. But I ain't know how imperative it is now for people to try to get up on you and get, because that shit done happened to me like 3 times in the last couple months this year, 3 times. And the only reason how I know, because I be in my phone, I go through my phone and I be done slid up, and then you have some shit, it be like shared, and you be like, what the fuck, I ain't even been in my masters today, I
Right.
ain't even listening to none of my music today, so I know. And it be recent, like 1, 2, 3 boom, you be like, damn, I just left my phone in here with him when I just did this, or I just they took my phone when I was right here, and boom, 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 like. So yeah, I done seen it, and I catch it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird business.
Yeah. Wow. And now that you say that, I can see how easy it is for that to happen.
All right.
That's wild. Off topic question. Um, in your opinion, can an everyday tax paying, law abiding citizen be considered a snitch?
Yeah, hell yes. If you get somebody locked up, fucked up, and put in jail off some shit that you said, you snitched on them people. Like, it don't matter if you like your morals and your principles ain't in line with what they morals and principles. You took this man out the street, like from his family. You know what I'm saying?
Dig it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dig it. So at one point in time, here recently, you was talking about starting a podcast. What's the status of that? Is it in the works or?
Well, I just threw that out there, but I most certainly want to start me a podcast because, like, I got that radio personality. I just got that personality that they can do anything. Like, I can do the radio personality, I can do the podcast personality, like, and then I got unlimited topics. So yeah, I plan on doing everything. Like, that's just one of them things that wasn't there back then
Right.
that can catapult my screaming. Anything that's catapult the screaming catalog, I'm all for it. Whether it's podcasting, I ain't finna do no silly weird shit like running, trying to go on viral and doing no shit like that,
Dig
bro.
it. Dig it. Yung Meady, Is everything cool with you and Yung Meady? And the reason I ask is recently the two of y'all have been going back and forth on Facebook within the past week. Y'all cool? What's the deal with that?
I mean, something happened. You know, I'm never gonna speak on nothing that transpired unless I know all the facts. And like, I'm just not that man. Like, it's been a lot of stuff on Facebook that I never chimed in about because it ain't my place or it's not my business. And only reason why I chimed in on that is because he called me, and it once you call my phone, like, it put me in the business to say right is right and wrong is wrong. So, you know, I said when it came to this, I was gonna say next question. So, next question.
Hey, next question.
All right.
What's next for Frank White?
Oh, I'm gonna put the time in this everything back out. I'm gonna put that project back out. A lot of people been asking about it, so that's gonna boost back up my stream, and then I wanna put two more projects out before the year with that. But I probably just do like a 4-song EP because I just did a song like last week. I uploaded, and man, like, I'm talking about, I had people call crying. I had 2 people call me crying, and I had 2 other people tell me that they were crying listening. My partner was like, man, he was in a dream bathroom when he seen the clip, and he was crying, and he left the club. So like, it's just one of them records, bro, that I need to get out right now.
What's the name of it?
Woo on me, woo on me.
Dig it. You said you already got it uploaded. When's it drop?
Nah, I ain't upload. I said I want to go on and put it out. I want to
Oh,
do
okay.
put like a 4-song EP out, either sometime this month or next month. That way I can go on and get it out to the consumers.
Dig it. We're gonna be looking out for it.
I appreciate it.
Is there anything you like to add to this before we close?
Baby Driver.
That's it. That's it.
Baby Driver streaming on our platform, man.
Now this is the spot where you let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
IG D Frank White, Twitter Frank White Free, Snapchat D Frank White, TikTok D Frank White, man.
And there you go. Frank White, I appreciate you, OG.
Pleasure all mine, bro.
Once again, we in the Sailor's Den. Check the description. We got a little key code in there for y'all. If you ain't got nothing else, bro, like I said, I appreciate you. Your official been verified.
Appreciate
We
it.
on the C&P Network, and we out.
All right, man.